new B850 mortar has arrived at last. Hi, this is Playing with Cars. I believe many friends are waiting for the direct conclusion of this B850M mortar. It's exhilarating and expected to inherit the B450 mortar system. This is probably the most eye-catching motherboard I've seen in a while. Today, let's check out its quality together. Upon unboxing, it comes with a SATA cable, Wi-Fi antenna, easy control cable which can extend a 5V ARGB, and a 2-power 4-frame fan, switch extender cables, an M2 pillar and installer, with the rest being manual stickers. Appearance-wise, it's mainly black with a touch of green. The primary color is black with armor covering green pattern embellishments, almost identical to the B860 mortar. It's a pragmatic style. To be honest, I'm personally not too excited about the appearance. It's a bit unsatisfactory. Everyone has their own preferences. Please give a score for the mortar's appearance. Regarding I/O specifications, there's a Facebook button and a clear CMOS button finally included. HDMI 2.1, a 5G wired network port, 3 10G USB Type-C ports, 4 5G ones, a bottom 20G one, then Wi-Fi C wireless network ports, audio ports. The bottom ports also retain the I/O specifications. This time the mortar is fully equipped with dual Type-C ports, a 5G network port, and a CMOS button. As for the sound card, it's upgraded from ARC 877 to 4080. If I must nitpick about the I/O, it's that they removed one DP port compared to the previous generation. Please also score the I/O specifications. In terms of the built-in computer, the first PCIe 5.76 bar has quick release for the graphics card. This function has become standard in mid-range and above motherboards. The convenience speaks for itself, and the interface supports channel splitting. Very flexible. Importantly, the first graphics slot has improved from the previous generation syncing issue, greatly enhancing compatibility with compact mATX cases. MSI listened to users' feedback and gained approval. I tested it briefly with a PCIe 5.16 RTX 5080 graphics card. Both TimeSpy and TimeSpy Extreme fall within the normal range for the 5080, no need to modify PCI channels to light up. The quantity of PCIe also runs normally, adding 5.146. Moreover, the bottom PCIe 4.0 X4 specification isn't low and is made open-ended.
As for M2 expansion, it provides 3 slots. 2 are CPU direct PCI lines, matched with a quick release design, showing sincerity. Here I use 2 red flag GM9000 PCIe 5.04 1T solid-state drives.
Of course, during the test, both interfaces here can fully utilize the GM9 line rate. The M.2 interfaces on the back are PCI 0x2. Although the peak speed is PCI 3.0x4, it will run as promised even when connected to 3.0x4 and sequential read and write will be affected. While the 4K random radar write crucial to gaming stays unaffected, smart use of the backspace is ingenious. As for SATA interfaces, there are 4 directly from the chipset, 2 front USB 10G, 1 front 5G, 1 fan, and water pump related interfaces, amounting to 6 5V RGB, 3 12V RGB, and additional ports, adding 1 fan and 1 5V RGB interface each, so it totals 7 fan ports and 4 5V RGB ports. I can only say it's really powerful. The PCI channels of the B850 mortar are all used up. The conventional interfaces on the motherboard are also fully packed, really done to the extreme. I personally feel that many ATX variants of the B850 look pale in comparison to the mortar. Everyone, rate the built-in expansion and interfaces of the mortar. Moving to the PSU of the B850 mortar, it stands as the most debated feature. It boasts a 12-phase 60A CPU power with 80% PCB material. Power armor tips the scales at 264G and 109G, seemingly a step back from 83 to 63 compared to its predecessor. In reality, both the power armor material and PCB board have been improved. These are factors enhancing power capability. And it's not just about the power phase and amps, but also about conversion rates. Let's test the power supply with the CPU, our previous model R9995DX on an OpenVK V36 AMG platform. After opening PPO, even with cycling for 30 minutes at 95 degrees C, CCD1 frequency remains stable at 537G and CCD2 at 525G with a power draw of 275W. The CPU input side is over 330 dAu with more than 80% conversion. However, MOSFET temperature is just over 70 degrees C according to the thermal imaging device. This power supply setup handles the entire AMD series without pressure. The claim that 12-phase 60A power is insufficient is unfounded. There's no need for power supply anxiety. The memory part is also a key upgrade of this generation's mortar, supporting up to 256 GB of 4 DDR5 slots at 6000 plus frequency under standard conditions. Testing 2 modules labeled for 8200 plus proves a bit modest. We used colorful Ying 6000, CL26, 8GB2, and a solid 9800 X3D for memory overclocking, achieving 6000 CL26 3731 in empty tests, passing smoothly and passing restart tests 3 times with no issues. We also tested the motherboard BIOS's feature of low latency mode. With the same memory settings, latency indeed decreased. However, as covered in previous memory overclocking tutorials, the low latency mode might look better in benchmarks, but game performance only shows improvement occasionally. Running memory test in DS mode shows 30 MB less bandwidth. Whether to enable this function is up for gradual optimization and testing for everyone. Individual games have improved. What about individual games? If performance declines, it's recommended to try more. Then in estimation mode, I also achieved a clearance with the MT version test of 8004C364848, which is 200 higher than the official OC frequency. Very powerful memory overclocking performance. You ask why it's always one clearance? Because the parameters and voltage I used are the same as those previously on the Blade and Dark Blade systems, and the B850 Blade memory parameters and voltage. I used the same CPU, so what makes these 4 motherboards different? No need to explain further. Smart friends can put it in the comments. 192G, I haven't tested it. The B850 Blade evaluation previously ran, and it was very time consuming, so I won't run it again. If you're interested, you can check it out. Anyway, the MSI board with 80% PCB, the upper limit of the memory and compatibility, and the feeling while playing. The memory performance of the 4 boards isn't unrelated, it's exactly the same. Here, I'll show you Lindar's B850 Mortar running synchronously at 192G6400 for reference. Although the 192G capacity wasn't tested, but 48G times 2, I tested using self-study 6004C3 validation and similarly could achieve 6004C3033736 synchronous MP version. It's identical to last issue's B850 Blade. Performance parameters and voltage are exactly the same, very powerful, with a cost-effective feeling of low work. This MSI BIOS and gameplay won't be expanded in this video because MSI motherboard gameplay remains the same. If you need MSI 600 and 800 series motherboard new BIOS memory overclocking tutorials, you can watch this video. If you need 100 degrees heat king memory, 6400 frequency syncing and various memory overclocking parameters, you can watch this B850 Blade video. These 2 videos can be used together and they can help you in BIOS gameplay and memory products. To summarize, the B850M Mortar's comprehensive performance is very strong in the B850M model. It's a versatile player. However, I personally think the appearance isn't stunning. Hopefully there will be skin-changing boards later. Talking about price, the initial price of $14.99 is matched with today's rising motherboard prices. I personally think its overall performance matches this price. Knowing many B850 model boards don't have this mortar's outstanding performance. Subsequently, if the price drops to $1300 or even lower, then the B850 Mortar might not be the best among B850 Max models. If you're in the market for AMD platform purchase, it will definitely be one of the boards you're considering in your shopping cart. I've put East Brothers' purchase link in the top comment section for easy reference. Although this motherboard's comprehensive performance is top-notch and I've given it high evaluation, it represents my personal view. Everyone must consume rationally. If it's not urgent, wait a bit longer. That's all for this issue. If you have any questions about this motherboard, leave them in the comment section. If this video has helped you, don't forget to subscribe to the channel with a one-click 3 connection. Your support is important to me. This is Mayun T. See you next time. Farewell.